get a tie match at the drop. Double gen pop to avoid the deadlock. They do go down. There is a haste status effect. They did be careful here. The hatch is going to spawn momentarily. Dead Hard could get them the distance to get it too.
Really smart play on the ace. Oh my god, getting shot through the window.
No longer have distortion, and they are going to teleport here. I think they get there in time. Yes!
Oh, the grab! Yes! That is disappointing. This is be a 4-man out because.
Yeah, but they will be able to block this. Yo, getting caught on that. Ace coming with the body block. Oh, they were here.
Hey, what is up, guys? It's Giltspire here, and welcome back to Champions of the Fog. And for match number 2, we have Colt versus Ruby Wolves. Ruby Wolves killing first against Colt Survivor team on the Gas Heaven. And we are in for quite a treat as the Ruby Wolves is going to paint us a beautiful picture with no one else than the artist. So going to be quite exciting indeed, as personally I am a huge fan of the artist. Always good to see some prime killer play. And we are going to be following up with Colt's Spirit once again on the Gas Heaven, but we will have to wait and see what that looks like as we are jumping right on in, and we see Slow with the artist kicking off strong, launching off some dire crows to see where these survivors might be, and sure enough, there is a survivor right there to the right of the truck, and Ace trying to pull some aggro. Let's wait and see what these survivors do. Nia pop it on by being hit by the dire crows, however, and we do see a Undying Aura reading a shotgun of crows out, getting the hit on the Nia. A very early hit indeed. And Nia trying to loop here at this tile. Slow going for a cheeky little swing. Dire crows out, and now Nia is in a bit of a crossroads and will go down at the pallet. Slow, though, being keen on what the Nia had in store, will find the ace and get an injured to boot. If they're able to get a successive down here, that will be a huge power play for the killer. Slow once again baiting out the pickup on the ace. Ace going for the drop of the pallet. Slow narrowly missing the dire crow hit, and Ace will get hit by the dire crows. Adam trying to come in. That is now 3 survivors off of generators. Nia with an unbreakable out of nowhere, and 1 generator already completed. It is utter chaos early on in this match, to say the least. Beautiful, beautiful stuff, to say the least, and it looks like we are going to be transferring Chase onto the ace. Ace trying desperately to make something happen here. Will get the vault at the main building, and that there is Undying out of the game. Ace will go to the pallet here, dropping it early, resetting the dire crow timer, and Slow setting up for the shotgun, boxing the ace out of any potential resources available to him. We do see the Z-wall on the right. Ace not going for it, however, going for this tile. Will there be a dead hard? There is, but will it be enough? It will not, and Ace will go down. Nicely done, nicely done. And that there will be the first hook of the game, but amazing job by these survivors to not only get a gen, but also slow the game down as much as they did. However, we do see a Scourge Hook Pain Resonance pop off and a quick unhook there on the ace. Ace now baiting a potential borrowed time. Will be at the pallet. Slow trying to go for a mind game. Unable to get it though. And Ace doing a fantastic job of evading every single movement that the artist has to give. Unfortunately though, getting caught out and will get downed. If there is no decisive strike, that could be disastrous for these survivors. Our Slow will send out some Dire Crows to harass these survivors. We do see a Killer Instinct there on that far car pile gen, and a survivor backed by the Ace in addition to... Send some Dire Crows once again, harass these survivors, will get him, but unfortunately not fast enough as the gen does get popped off, so no Ruin Regression on it today. Ace still here on the ground. There is the pickup by the Zarina. Ace going back down, however. Not enough time to get the body block. A third generator, though. These survivors wasting no time cranking these gens out non-stop. And Zaka will go back up on the hook for the second hook of the game and their second hook of this trial. Dire Crows going out, hitting both the Atom and the Zarina alike. Looks like these survivors are on the Ruin as we speak, and we'll see if this gets the hit in time. It does not, and the Ruin has been cleansed, leaving the artist a 1 perk killer, as we have seen the Corrupt Intervention, the Ruin, the Undying, and sure enough, the Scourge Hook Pain Resonance. It does look like the artist, though, will be camping this out to death, though Nia and Zarina both coming in for the potential unhook. Artist trying to swing, faking them out, will get a hit on the Zarina, a hit on the Nia. 3 survivors injured, but they were able to get the unhook in time. And so we are once again off to the races. Dire Crows on the Nia, going for the quick down. We'll have to wait and see whether or not they'll get it in time. Crows go off, Nia evading, Dire Crows off of their head. Swarm be gone and a pallet to boot. Brilliant job here by the Nia, though. Slow hearing the Ace out of nowhere. We see that dead hard and the flashlight to boot. Ace, though, eating the Dire Crows. Now swarmed and primed for a down if they are not careful. Slow priming and does get the down, and Dire Crow hit on the Zarina as we speak. And I believe this could be Ace dead on hook and sent back to the campfire by the entity. True Crows going out, hitting the Atom over in the main generator. Slow's gonna have to make a decision soon. Otherwise, these survivors will get Ace up, as well as potentially 1, if not 2 generators. Another hit on the Nia with the Dire Crows. Unfortunately, no injury on the Atom, and Ace will be sent back to the campfire via the entity. Scourge Hook, Pain Resonance in the middle. Really strong Scourge Hook to lose here, too. Will be used. A hit on Nia, a hit on Atom, and a locker play to get rid of the Dire Crows. However, there was a survivor there on the left. That is the Nia, with the swarm over their head, but narrowly dodging the Dire Crows as they approach. Really strong showing here by these survivors. 2 gens very well progressed. Slow having to make a choice here on which one they're going to go for, and it looks like they're going to go for the Zarina. However, Zarina going off with the Sprint Burst and having that tile still laid down, pallet still unbroken. Really strong spot for these survivors. That is the main building done to boot, and we find ourselves now in an LT wall. A close miss there as the Killer Instinct does proc. However, that there will be the down on the Zarina. Last gen completed in the tussle. And we do see some additional scratch marks over here from the Nia, it would seem. It was prepped and ready for either the save or the unhook. Slow now having to make a decision, go for the 2K or trying to secure something more. Realistically speaking, the best thing they can do here, I think, is secure the 2K. But if these survivors somehow manage to get past and go for the 3-man out, that could spell disaster. And with an X-Gate open. Adam is making his approach, and it all comes down to this. Will this unhook be successful? There's the unhook on the Zarina. Sprint burst in hand, trying to get to the pal in time. Does not get it, though. And the question now is, do they have a decisive strike from that deliverance? Either that, I could have sworn it may have been a renewal, but more like not a deliverance for that broken status effect. And now it all comes down to what the Adam and Nia can do. And there's the pickup. We hear the footsteps incoming. There's the pallet stun to boot. An aggressive play by Slow, unfortunately not working out in their favor. That will be 2 hits, 1 on the Adam, 1 on the Nia. Unfortunately, though, they will not be able to get to the Zarina in time, and that is looking like a 3-man out. And that being said, GG, well played to both sides. And we are going to get set up for trial number 2. This time, though, Colt killing with the Spirit on the Gas Heaven. And so with that being said, I do want to remind y'all here as we get this lobby set up that you here, you, the viewers, are our sponsors. So the ads that you watch, all the bits that you tip, all the subs that you buy, all go to supporting Champions of the Fog and the production that we do behind the scenes, including our $525 prize pool for these seasons. With that being said, guys, we'll be back in just a little bit with trial number 2 and Colt killing against Ruby Wolves' Survivor team. All right, and we are back with Colts versus Ruby Wolves. This time, though, we are seeing Colts Spirits against Ruby Wolves Survivor Team. And from the looks of things, what this killer is needing to get is They are needing to get a 2K at the very least. Actually, at the very least, we're looking at a 1K 5 hook. If they can successfully get a 1K 5 hook, Colts will take set number 1 on the gas heaven. So we will see shortly if Zaka here can bring it home for Colts. Find a survivor quite early. Scratch marks going for the swing. Unable to connect, though. Let's see how good their spirit plays here today. Zaka going for the phase walk. Does get the hit. Beautiful mind game there with the phase walk. However, is the front door open? I don't believe so. So it looks like they will end up dropping Chase instead and trying to find the ace here at the shack, who is a bit of a more tantalizing chase. However, looks like they will dodge that chase as well. Going for the Nancy. Nancy sprint bursting off into the distance and will get a bit of distance away from the spirit. And instead of going for Nancy now, we are going for the Meg. Zaka with a bit of commitment issues here, unable to find a single survivor to chase. Meg once again going for the main building. Zaka going in a phase walk, trying to get there before the Meg is able to get to any vaults or pallets. We see the vault there. That is a life, and Meg is out of there. Done and dusted with that chase. Zaka is going to have to come back with another phase walk. We do see that indeed as Slow comes back, trying to get the pallet vault and will get faked out by the phase from Zaka. Beautiful job there, just in time for the end of Corrupt Intervention. Zaka looking around for a hook, trying to get to one in specific. Given that they passed up the one directly next to them, I am thinking that there is a Scourge Hook Pain Resonance in play, and sure enough, there it is. The Scourge Hook on Ace's gen, that is 15% off the generator. And Zaka going for the phase walk and trying to interrupt before the ace is able to complete it. Does indeed, and will. Pop goes the Weasel for an additional 20 seconds off the gen for a total of 40%. Ace trying to get back in to touch the gen, stop it from regressing, but Zaka saying no. Getting the hit through the pallet on Ace. Brutal hit validation there for sure. And Zaka once again phase walking, this time committing to the Ace's chase. Ace trying to get out of dodge as quickly as possible. There's the pallet, there's the hit, and the Ace is down. Beautiful plays there by Zaka the Spirit, to say the least. Going for another Scourge Hook, I would imagine. And sure enough, there it is, a different gen hit with 15%, suggesting there's more than one gen that has been highly progressed. Zaka, though, going for a Pop Goes Weasel here on this middle generator, and then continuing chase on the Meg here in this tile. Slow dropping the pallet early, trying to mind game Zaka trying to mind game back. Meg, though, getting the vault once again for the life. And we do see the phase walk here. Zaka trying to do a quick phase walk fake, but unable to predict any distance. Meg, though, dropping off of that tile, will go down. And this will be the third hook of the game. Like I said earlier, all they need is a 1K 5 hook. At this point in time, if they were to camp a fresh survivor, that there will be the victory for Colt in set number 1. But Zaka ain't gonna go for just that alone. They are gonna go and pressure these other generators. We see a injured survivor. The Kate, it would appear, here in this corner tile. As we speak, we see the grass move, and so did Zaka, and that will be another down. I wonder, based on these hooks, is that another Scourge Hook? There is Scourge Hook next to Scourge Hook here in this back area. If these survivors are smart, they will not go for chases back here, or at least allow them to end there, as there's one at main and two on that side of the map. No survivors seen in this gen. However, we did hear an ace. Will Zaka check for them in the lockers? It would appear not, as they'll assume ace got out of dodge. However, scratch marks being seen last minute. Ace will take the hit at the pallet. And that is another chase started as Ace trying to get away. But they are running towards the fresh unhook. And Ace trying to get to something worth their while to evade this spirit. There is the vault, but the distance is not enough on the lunge, as Ace is able to evade the hit and the subsequent down. However, Ace, knowing the end is nigh, goes to the corner, and Spirit will get another down on the books for the 5th hook of this game. With one generator left now, Zaka is going to have to make a decision to camp or to not camp the survivor on hook. If they do camp the survivor on hook as we speak, that will secure the win for Cult. But if they do not, it could spell disaster. Okay, going for the vault, no life in hand. There is a pallet, but Zaka with the lunge does secure the hit. Will phase walk into chase. And we see the grass going. There's the dead hard, but no pallet in sight. Kate will go down. There's the Meg. Will Zaka slug him out for the secure on the hook? Looks like they will, and they see both Nancy and the Meg here primed and ready for the pickup. Getting a very good hit on the Nancy, and looks like Nancy trying to make some distance, potentially towards the unhook. There's the pallet drop. There's the hit. Ace off the hook. Zaka knows they can go for the pickup here, but opting not to, instead going for the survivor slugged out on the other side, the Kate. Another Scourge Hook on the books. Another 50% off of the most progressed gen. Zaka making the right choice as these survivors unable to get the pickup, it would seem. But Zaka not going for the hook just yet, wanting to get a hit on the Meg before they do. And there it is. But that might mean a pickup here incoming. And sure enough, there is the Nancy up and ready for the races, but just as soon as Nancy picked up, the Meg will go back down, and this will be the 7th hook of the game, and I think at this point, this will spell victory for Cult in set number 1. Do keep in mind, however, that we do have at least one more set where the points basically go back to 0, while the match points will continue to collect to their final totals. But Zaka trying to ensure that their team has as many points as possible as they move into set number 2. Will go for the ace here after popping this generator. A bit of a flashlight play there. Unfortunately, not able to get the blind. Will end up going down in the main building with a Scourge Hook directly behind the building, meaning that any of the most progressed gens will be regressed by 15%. And as we have seen, Pop Goes the Weasel will be primed and ready as well. And that is Ace out of the game, back to the campfire. He will go awaiting trial number 3. Zaka now going to the last generator. However, these survivors, not caring for their own safety, will finish out the gen, getting their team additional 10 points towards their overall match total. I do think, however, this will result in a 3K at the very least, as the Spirit has found this survivor. We see a vault at the pallet. It is the Kate. Kate vaults and back, trying not to get out mind game. There's the dead hard and the revolt. Zaka unable to get the hit. And Kate doing a fantastic job keeping the Spirit busy. However, there is a no way out activation. And Kate almost bamboozling Zaka here, the Spirit, with that slow walk. Unfortunately, the blood trail gave him away. And Kate doing the entity's work here, as they will end up going down thanks to the grass. Now, there is some time left in No Way Out. Zaka trying to determine where they are going to bring the K, opting to go for this hook instead, a bit further away from the exit gate. Keep in mind, Nancy's still injured all the while, and that there will be the 3K secured. And now, with No Way Out just about to end, Zaka will end up closing the hatch here and having to make the mad dash over to the exit gate before Nancy's able to open it up. If they have something like resilience, this might be a one person out with a fresh survivor intact. It is going to be close here, as Nancy is going to try and commit. Unfortunately, unable to make it happen. Unless they're able to pull something out here, I do think this will solidify the 4K. Nancy, though, going for the pallet vault, will not make it back to the exit gate, though, to open it up. And looks like this is all but the swan song here, as Zaka fakes the phase walk, and Nancy just going on for one last run. And with that there will be the end of trial number 2, set number 1, Colt taken set number 1's point. And with that being said, GG, well played to both sides. And we'll be moving into set number 2, as Colt will be killing once again. This time, they will be playing the Plague. As far as the map, that is an excellent question, as it will appear to be the Suffocation Pit. So, definitely make sure you do not go anywhere, as we are going to take a quick break. But before we do, as a reminder, we here at Champions of the Fog are partnered with Stream for a Cause. Stream for a Cause is a non-profit organization based here in the United States who supports a litany of different causes, including the refugees in Ukraine, Going Green initiatives, the LGBTQA plus community, and a whole lot more. So if you guys are able to, even $1 goes a long way. Make sure you donate it to Champions for a Cause, the fundraiser that we spun up with them. And keep in mind that every dollar that you do donate does impact the prize pool for Championship of Champions in December, where the best of Champions of the Fog will go up against each other for the grand prize. With that being said, though, we'll be back in just a bit. All right, and we are back with set number 2. Colt killing once again, this time with the Vommy Mommy herself, the Plague, against Ruby Wolf's Survivor team. And we are going to jump right on in on the suffocation pit. And it is clear today that Zaka wants to keep the doctor away, as they have brought double apple and are going to be applying a whole lot of pressure to this Survivor team, as they are going to be running around vomiting on all the stuff and things, including their lone Hex Totem. Zaka, though, doing a quick, clean sweep, ensuring that these survivors are not hiding out. However, there is a crow. Zaka saw it too, and these survivors trying to make their way over to the shack side. I'm actually kind of surprised here, as the main side is normally what you see worked on more often than not. Meg, though, trying to dodge and successfully doing so. These vomit sprays at her face, but Zaka, unable to get the infection here, will successfully do so this time, and a pallet as well to boot. Slow trying to go for that flashlight blind over the pallet, but deciding not to last moment, and Slow will get the vault, but will get injured too, and these survivors are now keenly aware of thanatophobia. Zaka deciding to go for a quick and early down, as they will grab their Corrupt Purge, trying to do a little bit of mind gaming though, as they will not fake out Slow today, but doing something interesting. I haven't seen this mind game before, using the basement to block line of sight. Pallet will go down. Zaka unable to get the vomit at the pallet, trying to fake Slow out here. Unable to do so though, not even breaking the pallet to the shack, and it looks like Slow will reuse it as well. Crowd Purge just about out. The question is, will Zaka be able to get any use out of this? Slow once again trying to make some distance. Zaka trying to get the down, but unable to do so. Slow, realizing that they are in dire straits, will opt to go for the corner, but will get down before they're able to do so. And looks like Zaka looking around for a hook. There's one right behind him, but not able to see it. There we go. And that will be the first hook of this game. However, Slow waits enough time for their Survivor team to get the ruin out of the game. And that there leaves them with 2 currently known perks, Corrupt Intervention and Thanatophobia. Nancy, though, broken as broken can be, a very quick hook trade there for Zaka. However, these survivors not slowing down anytime soon. We will see a second trader completed alongside the second hook. And if I was a betting man, I'd say that Nancy had a deliverance in hand as well. However, we do see the Nia walk away from that gen, and Nancy, sure enough, deliverancing and sprint bursting away towards the middle. Really great play here by these survivors, reclaiming a ton of pressure. The question is, will Zaka be able to bring it back, as Nancy very boldly dropping it on the opposite side and vaulting for some distance. However, that there, friends, is a mid-vault, and as we all know here, mid-vaults are gifts to every single killer, and that there will be a second hook on the Nancy. However, there is a decisive strike, and unlike some other killers, decisive strike matters a whole lot more here, as Zaka is being brought away from the 3-gen on the shack side and into the main building, where Nancy is going to continue with this chase. So far, really good showing here by the Survivor team, almost night and day in comparison to the last match. Potentially just more practice against the Vamamame herself, as Zaka now having to go back to shack side. However, we do hear a gen completed and a good hit there on Slow, but now it is a 2-2 split. Slow with the Dead Heart evading the Corrupt Purge, But with 4 survivors still up and only 2 generators left, this is all but over if Zaka's unable to do something and do something fast. Slow doing a fantastic job dodging the Corrupt Purge. Unable to dodge it there around the corner though, so Slow will go back up. And with only 2 gens remaining, sorry, 1 gen remaining, it's going to be interesting to see what Zaka does here to try and bring this game back into their favor. Taking another Corrupt Purge, trying to warn these survivors, do not come for this unhook, lest you be killed. Zaka, though, seen a infected generator here, knowing that a survivor is somewhere nearby, and a broken 1-2 boot, doing a blind spray, unable to get the hit. However, there's the Nancy with the sprint burst. She's getting some distance, but unable to get enough. Nancy will go down, as we do see the unhook on Meg. And at this point in time, though Zaka has been struggling towards the beginning and middle of the game, there is a little bit of pressure being brought back in as we do see only 1 generator left to be completed. And there it is, last generator done, no way out activated. And we do see another infected survivor here towards the exit gate. And with Shackpal already being down, this Claudette is in a bit of a weak position. However, No Way Out only having 2 stacks, that is only 30 seconds worth of time that these survivors have before they will be able to begin escaping. We do see, too, that the exit gates are pretty well split between the sides, meaning that these survivors have options, even if Zaka here were to camp this Claudette out, which, honestly, it's hard to say what the right move is, right? We see scratch marks going towards the Claudette. That is, however, a infected Meg. And with no decisive in the game, that could be a huge play here by Zaka to get the 1K at the very least. However, they will get more points from the survivor currently on hook if they opt to go that direction. Zaka trying to go in between both the hook as well as the exit gate. Just trying to box these survivors out in some way, shape, or form. Keeping an eye out for scratch marks. And it does appear that they are going to go back and camp out this hook. And that will be a 1K7 hook, I believe, for Colt in set number 2. With that being said, GG, well played to both sides. An amazing job there by Ruby Wolves Survivor Team, really bringing this set back. And with that being said, we are going to be switching sides here in just a moment. This time, Ruby Wolves will be killing with the Plague Mirror. So back-to-back Vom and Mommy, let's see what the Ruby Wolves Plague is able to bring to the table today. With that being said, guys, we're going to be going on a quick break. As a reminder, though, as always, you guys here are our sponsors today. So I do appreciate when you guys do sit through the ads, tip with bits, and buy subs to boot, as everything that you guys do does in some way, shape, or form support the production of Champions of the Fog. And with that being said, we'll be back in just a little bit. All right, and we are back with the final trial of Colts versus Ruby Wolves. Ruby Wolves will be killing the final time on the suffocation pit. And for them to claim victory, they are going to need to get a minimum of a 1K 7 hook for a tie and a 1K or a 2K 8 hook for a win. So if that being said, the stakes have been known. Let's see what Ruby Wolves Killa is able to do. And it looks like it is going to be Slow piloting the plague today. And much like the last, they have brought the apples to keep the doctor away. This is why, folks, we do not see Doctor in comp, because plagues like Slow always bring in apples to share. And sure enough, share Slow will, as Slow has seen some scratch marks, but will be opting to drop that potential chase in favor of checking out all these non-corrupted gens. Prepping up that pallet there too, just in case there is a chase in the near future. And Slow, seeing that these survivors are spread out, trying to bait them into a chase in the corrupted zone. Sure enough, looks like we will see a chase from the Atom, vaulting out of the main area, and we see scratch marks going back towards the middle and the active gens. For that exact reason, Slow will opt to drop the chase and protect these gens before long. And sure enough, here is a survivor trying to sneak on through to the shack side, and that is the Claudette, not going for the pallet drop as they fear the infection. Our Slow does get the hit, and these survivors are now keenly aware of the natophobia. Slow choosing violence, opting to go for the corrupt purge. Now no survivor can body block the incoming rain of pain that will be on this Claudette shortly. However, Slow, being distracted by these gens, ensuring that they have not been worked on, will end up seeing now 3 survivors. A Claudette, a Ace, and an Atom. Ace trying to get in for the pallet stun. Slow, though, committing to the Claudette, who is still very much here. Claudette getting hit at the last moment by that corrupt purge, and looks like Slow will opt to go for a second hit here on the Atom now, just trying to spread the pain. Atom doing a fantastic job dodging every single vomit coming his way, but Slow does get the hit and the swing. Unfortunately, the miss, and corrupt purge just about to end. Will Slow get it? Slow will not, and it looks like Claudette will get picked up to boot. Amazing play there by Atom. Atom finally going down, however, and looks like we will see the pickup shortly. However, Nia coming in for the harassment. Attempted flashlight save, unable to get it though. Slow's taking a swing, a miss, and now they will be in chase with the Nia in just a few moments. These survivors doing an amazing job dodging every single spray of vomit that Slow is sending their way. But Slow unable to get a hit on the Nia there for the infection. However, we do see this gen once again very well progressed. Slow going in for a pop goes the Weasel, and an infection to boot. However, not going to chase the Ace in the shack. Will instead go back for the unhook as we see the Nia healthy as can be. I do believe that Slow is going to want to change that as they are round and around this log pile, getting the infection on the Nia as we speak. That is now 3 out of 4 survivors infected, meaning that one of them did get infected by touching that remaining gen. Atom does go down into the pallet. Nia nearby, prepped and ready for the pallet stun. Could we potentially see a CJ tech with that flashlight? Does not appear to be the case, as Slow will fake out the pallet once again and will officially go for the pickup here. No footsteps incoming, no decisive strike on the Adam. That there will be the second hook on Adam. He is one away from going back to the campfire, courtesy of the entity. And looks like Slow will give up that gen on the hillside, but will take this corrupt purge on main, and is now going to potentially force these survivors to make a choice, gen or death. And looks like Claudette will dead hard into the corner, wasting as much time as possible. Slow missing on the corrupt purge. There's the down, and here comes the Pop Goes Weasel on an almost 99% generator. That is painful to say the least, but looks like Slow will opt to go for the slug out, coming back to the hook with half of their power left. Not able to get there in time, however, and these survivors trying to get out of dodge as soon as possible. Ace here holding their sprint burst to the best of their ability, will sprint off. Slow looking for the injured survivor, and there it is. Ace, you cannot body block that power. That is not how that works, friendo. Firecracker trying to go for the blind, not happening though. Ace going down. That is now 2 survivors slugged out, including the Adam dead on hook. With no decisive strike in hand, that there will be the first survivor out of the game at 4 gens completed. And Slow, once again, only needing to get a 2K8 hook, with 3 hooks already on the board. This here being the 4th on the Ace. This is a huge play here by Slow and Ruby Wolves. Zaka hooked and infected, another corrupt purge, primed and ready for Slow here, as they are keenly aware of survivors in the vicinity. There's the pallet drop, a spray attempting to get that Claudette from afar, unable to do so though. Ace sprint bursting away, enough distance where Slow's not able to get the hit from afar, but we do see survivors going back to the gen in the corner now. This is a huge play though. 2 survivors here to boot. Claudette trying to dodge the vomit, does successfully. There's the pallet drop, there's the dead hard. Slow unable to get the down, and here it is. And a Pop Goes Weasel last minute. Yes, just in time. Another 20 seconds off of the clock. And Slow with another hook back here in their 3 gen. Another Pop Goes Weasel, silencing this gen. Corrupt Purge still up, so no infection today. However, these survivors are certainly in dire straits, to say the least, as they are going to have to get back into this 3 gen and by some means be able to complete that nearly completed generator, as 4 are left to be completed. This is going to be an uphill battle, to say the least, for this survivor team, as all Slow theoretically needs to do is camp this out. They have the time, they have the power. We'll have to wait and see what they decide to do. So far, no sign of the survivors. It's very possible that they are opting to progress the gens on the opposite side of the map. Keep in mind, however, that Zaka and the Claudette here are injured, and thus Natophobia slowing them down by a full 10%. That there is the second stage on the Claudette, securing the 6th hook. Now, at this point, it does not matter who Slow hooks. If they camp out the next survivor on hook, that will secure victory for Ruby Wolves. There is the unhook by Ace, who is now infected and injured to boot. However, Slow with the corrupt purge, moving their way back towards the hook. Hearing the infected Ace off in the distance. Ace going down at the vault, trying to crawl over to this pallet, but it will be all for naught, as Slow is keenly aware that there's a survivor somewhere nearby. Prepped and ready for the pallet stun. 2 sets of scratch marks. Slow going for the fake. A injured survivor down. 2 slugs on the ground, with Nia being the only one remaining, and Nia trying to sit there waiting for the CJ Tech and or pallet stun, dodging the Corrupt Purge. But will it be enough? Is there an Unbreakable to bring these survivors back in the game? If not, this will be the swan song indeed, and both survivors go down with the remaining Corrupt Purge. And with that being said, that there will be the 4K for Ruby Wolves, and they will end up taking set number 2. Amazing, amazing job here by both survivors and killers alike, but Slow's Plague just being a little bit too oppressive in the end, to say the least. And I'm looking at the points right now, trying to figure out what the remainder will be. And trying to remember if we have seen a deliverance. I believe we have. I think it was on the Ace earlier, if I'm not mistaken. Slow, though, wanting to dot their I's, cross their T's, making sure that Crazy dies on the hook. And just waiting for the entity to claim them for second stage, so they can secure the 4K. With only seconds remaining, they will have to deliverance now if they got it. But with no deliverance in hand, we will see the ace be picked up and hooked for the final time of this match. And with that, GG, well played to both teams. And I'm very curious now to what these final points are going to look like, as we could potentially have a tie match point. Which, if that is the case, that will result in a set number 3. And I believe we're getting everything counted right now. And the results are in. That is 62 to 58. Colt coming out on top for the match point. So we have 2 points to Colt for set number 1 and the match, and 1 point to Ruby Wolves. GG, well played to both sides, and congratulations to Colt for the 2 season points and the win. With that being said, though, that there will end the stream for this match. We do have another one in just a little bit. 49 minutes from now, we are going to be seeing a very important match between Arctic Wolves versus Petroleum, because if Petroleum wins this match, they will get the second spot for Group A, I do believe, for the final stage. Well, with that being said, guys, I'm your Commissioner Giltspire. Thank you all for being here today. And like I said, we'll be back in just 48 minutes, so definitely make sure to come back then. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye!